Good morning, everyone. My name is Diku Mandavia. I'm the Chief Medical Officer at DeepSight. I'm really excited to share with you the progress that we're making at DeepSight Technology. We're changing the paradigm in imaging, particularly for interventional procedures using a breakthrough sensor. A little bit about my background. I've been using ultrasound and been in ultrasound space for over 30 years. Practicing in Los Angeles, I was an early pioneer in point-of-care ultrasound, subsequently Chief Medical Officer at Sonosite, and then at Fujifilm Healthcare after the acquisition. One of the things I've got a front row seat to is the tremendous benefits that we're all having now in medicine. And if you look at all the changes that have happened from operative procedures to minimally invasive to now transcatheter percutaneous procedures, there's tremendous growth and tremendous value here. Whether it's interventional cardiology, interventional radiology, ablation, neuromodulation, or interventional neurology. All of these procedures are growing and they're really benefiting patients along the way. Unfortunately, all of these procedures, when we take away the operation, we actually need more visualization, and they share a common challenge around needle visualization. And so if you think about the visualization gap, so ultrasound's been around for over 60 years. Despite that, there have been no really good, solid technological advances to help clinicians see their instruments. So they have poor needle visibility, unreliable tracking, and limited accuracy. Meanwhile, it's an extremely important part of the procedure. Critical structures are there, requires high precision, and there's a nationwide and a global shortage of these skilled practitioners. Part of the problem is what we describe as the non-evolution of the needle or the instrument. So we have a vision at DeepSight to taking that conventional needle that you see there on the screen and making it a smart instrument. How do we do that? We do that with NeedleView. NeedleView technology is a breakthrough microscopic sensor. It's only 50 microns in width. It easily fits on the tip of any instrument that can be in a body, whether it's a needle, a guide wire, or a catheter. It lights up like a flashlight on ultrasound. It takes the guesswork out of it. It works in plane, out of plane, at any depth. It's inert, it's non-electrical. It allows freehand workflow, which that is what physicians want. They do not want to change the procedure. It works in heat and cold, so it's impervious to that. Excellent for ablation, and it also is a multimodal sensor. So we provide temperature as well as pressure sensing at the tip of the instrument. So what we see here, and this image of the liver is a green dot. That is the tip of the instrument. That's always in view. It takes the guesswork out of where our instrument is. Now what we provide as an industry first is actually a view from the tip of the needle. Actually from the cockpit, from the tip, another ultrasound view. We've now had a chance to show this to hundreds of physicians around the world, and they take a look at this and they do a double take. They cannot believe we're giving that much anatomic information at the tip of the needle. They typically come back if we're at a trade show the next day. They have so many ideas on how we can use the technology. So here is an image which is a standard echogenic needle. We're seeing a needle biopsy going into the inferior part of the needle, and seeing the needle tip is extremely challenging. But here on the right-hand side is NeedleView. The exact same procedure and the exact same animal study, and you can see the needle extremely clear with pinpoint accuracy, taking the guesswork out of what is going on. And this is on-point imaging. This is the breakthrough, industry-first view from the tip of the needle. So on the left-hand side, we see a macro view of the liver and a phantom. We can easily see the needle tip. On the right-hand side is the view, what is exactly in front of the instrument. Again, we can do color flow from the tip of this, we can do pressure and temperature, and we can provide a lot more clinical information to the clinician at the bedside. So what we've developed is truly a smart solution, a fully integrated solution, proprietary, built from the ground up. So what we have is an advanced ultrasound system coupled with smart instruments. These are the consumables, as well as advanced software and AI that put together really a new category. So if you're going to do an interventional procedure in the hospital or in the outpatient setting, you're going to want a system that's designed for your exact procedure. And under the hood, we have phenomenal technology. This is really the breakthrough. So we have an extremely wide receiving angle, which is 3x, 100x improvement in signal-to-noise ratio, extremely large bandwidth, which is 3x, all in a package which is smaller than a human hair. And that is really the magic that makes our technology work. So we've been out of stealth for about a year now. We've had a chance to talk to hundreds of clinicians in multiple different specialties. Many physicians are obviously placing needles, instruments into the body, whether they're physicians or surgeons, and there's many categories that we can help with. So these are the many categories that we as a company are looking at. We're starting at the top left with biopsy. This is an area where we're going to go commercial early next year. Other large categories that we're talking to strategics for as an OEM partner in ablation, targeted drug delivery. The vascular space, of course, is a huge space, a lot of complex procedures there. Any drainages in the body, neurosurgical applications, spine applications. Structural heart is another really interesting area for our technology, particularly on point as we look at valve repairs and other sorts of structural heart indications. Neuromodulations, and another big areas, of course, is all the work that's happening in robotics and the need for better visualization in the OR using robotics. And lastly, I mentioned endobronchial lung. We actually have our first OEM already signed up for endobronchial lung. So we're poised to scale. So what we've developed on the left-hand side is this integrated system. This is an integrated system we're going to market with early next year, as I mentioned, first for solid organ biopsies in the abdomen. This is also a system that can be white labeled to OEMs that want additional imaging for their procedure. In the middle is a category of many companies that have instruments or devices that are placed into the body that need imaging guidance. So for those particular companies, we can provide the visualization. This is extremely important when you see all of the advances with big data and AI and semi-autonomous to autonomous. Owning that data set, owning that full stack is really important for these OEM partners as they plan their future roadmap. Lastly, for the imaging strategics that already have large install base, and we estimate in US there's over 100,000 systems that could easily be upgraded to a needle view system, we have a bolt-on solution that will work extremely well for them. So if you look at a revenue model for 5 years, and again, we already have built-in revenue from OEMs that are signed up and others that are about to be signed up. We have system sales, we have sales to the OEM, and we have a long-tail consumables that follow our revenue path. And to get over this finish line, we have a phenomenal team. We have a team that have experience in hardware, software, sensors, clinical, regulatory, sales, and marketing, all from leading companies and people that have done this before, bringing a disruptive technology to market. So in summary, we're a disruptor. DeepSight is disrupting imaging with our proprietary sensor technology. We're based in California, we're 6 years old, we have a headquarters in Santa Clara with another office in Clayton. We are sufficiently de-risked. We already have our first FDA clearance. We have our first OEM partner with a large sum of revenue forecast attached to that OEM, and we have developed a platform with multiple applications and multiple pathways to commercialization. So if you are here in the audience and you are a OEM that is developing your own instruments, your own devices that go into the body, and you want to provide visualization for your particular instrument, come talk to us. We can sensorize your instrument and provide a better clinical experience for your clinicians. If you are an imaging strategic that actually wants to integrate needle view, come talk to us as well. Now, if you're an investor and you want to join us in our journey as we change the paradigm of imaging, particularly for interventional procedures, we've raised $60 million to date. We're in our Series C, we're raising another $60 million. This is going to get us to through commercialization, cash flow positive, and last money in. So with that said, we're really excited. We're really excited to be here in San Diego at MedTech, and we look forward to talking to you here in San Diego. Thank you.